everybody.
Happy Saturday, everyone.
Hopefully you guys are you guys had a great weekend. You're off to a great weekend.
Yes.
We are here with our live stream today, and we're going to make this one short because we know you guys have a busy weekend, as do we. And we just wanted to share some fun tips for the weekend and into next week so we can stay after it and we can stay moving and keep building on our strength here, because we know, we keep talking about this all the time, how important strength training is. We are going to switch it up, like next week, and start going back to some of the nutritional stuff that we do. Mm-hmm. We're at family's place, but we have a kitchen here, which is, we're going to have a new stove as well to then cook some meals and share some stuff with everybody. So I think it'll be fun then, because we've been meaning to show you guys some stuff and just haven't had the chance to do it. So
yes, but as I always share ad nauseum, but it is that important, is getting that strength training in. And I know a lot of times, going to gyms can be intimidating. They can be busy. The one we go to in Austin is intimidating and busy. It's like the second busiest Gold's Gym in like the country or something. And I'm like, how did it have to be that way?
The one that we get.
24-hour fitness when I was working out there in Florida, before.
There was nobody there. Yeah.
Never. I always wonder how they stayed in business. But a lot of super fit, super strong women, men lifting heavy, crazy weights. And before, probably, 20 years ago, that would have intimidated me. Now it doesn't. But like I said, it's not the best environment for a lot of people. And, we're runners. We don't want, there's still that negative connotation when it comes to lifting weights, that it's going to make you bigger, it's going to make you slower, it's going to somehow not affect your running. We know that is absolutely not the truth. The opposite. You need to be strong enough to run. Remember, it's 2 to 3 times your body weight every time your foot lands, whether you're doing a 12-minute mile or a 10-minute mile. You still have that impact. So you have to be strong enough. Your body has to be strong enough. Those muscles have to be strong enough to actually absorb that impact. And if it's not, that's when you get problems. That's when we get niggles and turn into injuries if we don't, correct those things. So this is just something, you can do outside. You guys are running outside, most of you, even though it's in the heat, but we still want to run outside because who wants to run in the treadmill? Most of us don't. But a lot of us are running in parks. So, around the marina, it's not a park, but there are benches straight out, all along the way. So,
and most average parks are going to have that, which is what we're going to talk about today.
Or even neighborhoods. Our neighborhood in Austin at the beginning has a whole, a bench thing set up there. You can pretty much anywhere where you're running, you can probably find this. And it has to be part. Like I said, running takes a lot of miles. It takes a lot of time, but you can mix that in after your easy run. Do these this quick workout. Ideally do 3 sets. So if the thought of doing that, you can run a mile, do a set, run a mile, do a set. You can kind of mix it up however you want, but it can be part of your run before, after. But something that you're still outside, you're still enjoying it. It's better than that, being in a gym. You don't have to have the equipment. And you can still get a good workout on it.
Yeah, because we all want to do some variety, right? That's great to get into a routine, but it's also awesome to switch it up a little bit, which is why we've been doing that recently, because it just helps you mentally, right? We all get into ruts. We get into ruts. It's just the way it is. So we have to kind of break the monotony a little bit. So
running can be
very monotonous.
Yeah, when you're doing those longer miles, believe it or not, this could be a way to break it up. Try it. You'll be surprised. I would do that in between some of my long runs, just doing some squats, doing some exercises, and it actually helped me. It got me, brain thinking of something else, and changed up the movements, added a little more mobility to what I was doing. And actually helps. So
yeah, exactly. So today we're gonna, and the reason we've been harping so much about strength training, guys, is we all know this, but we're getting older and you lose that muscle capability. You actively lose muscle
strength and bone density. We
get older. It stinks, but it is what it is. It's part of life, exactly. So not much we can do about that.
And as my dad always said, getting old is not for the weak.
Exactly. I'd rather be. We don't want to be old and sick. We just want to make sure we're mobile, and that's what her dad was till the very, very end, which was such an inspiration. As we've said time and time again, there's people here in this complex that are so mobile. So we're like, all right, they are really, they are the inspiration for us.
Yeah. You guys are still getting out there. You're doing those races. You're doing those workouts. You're running. Pat yourself on the back. Running is hard. Yep. It is not a lot of people. I don't know how many people stop me. It's like, wow, I wish I could run or something like that. A lot of people don't. There are not too many runners out there that can sustain that later in life. So, like I said, kudos to you guys, but you got to be strong enough to do so.
Yeah. So, and then I just realized that because the screen's in the corner here, we're talking about getting a full body workout while getting your vitamin D. And we know how important vitamin D is for all of us, right? So again, as we say each week, we're going to say again, this is not medical advice. Do your own research. We're sharing with you guys things that we research and that we do
that work for us.
That work for us because we are so passionate about this. We want to be healthy and strong as we get older, and we want that for you guys because you deserve it. And as I put here, is you are in control. We are in control of a lot of things in our lives, right? There's, you can blame other stuff, but don't let the noise out there. You're controlling the ability to go work out and what you're eating every day. Your health is in your control. The more you take responsibility for that, the better you're going to be, right? So today we're going to talk about an outdoor workout. Like Patty mentioned, we're in this amazing complex and there's a nice little, they call it a picnic area right by the marina, and there's a nice park bench right there. So we went there and just filmed some video.
And so you can do this on park or on picnic tables too, whatever you have around. But most park is going to have some area for you to be able to sit.
Yeah, exactly. So recap last week about the abs. Remember now, looks are deceiving, right? And there's so many things in life, right? As we went into some exercises around about why it's important. Signs of why your abs can be weak, and your core is everything, right? There's so much foundation in your core. And then obviously we showed you guys some exercises last week.
Yeah. Super important. These are just there's multiple exercises that you can
countless.
But we put in some of the ones are probably the easiest to do on there that I think pretty much everyone can do safely.
Right. So we're going to show you guys a modified press up, some V-ups, step ups with knee drive. I guess that's what we call that. Yeah.
Yes.
Plank mountain climbers, tricep dips.
Yeah. These are your squats, your hip thrust. These are exercises that you normally do in a gym. But like I said, you can do it outside, even if you don't have weights.
Right. The key thing is you don't need weights for this. Just doing this. For those of you who's chosen to do things like this, you will get some benefit for it. You can see we're on this beautiful park here, little park, and here's some exercise we did. So here's the modified press up. There's a couple ways you can do this, right? This happens to be a bench, so if you use what you can use.
Yeah, and just go down to whatever your level is. You progress it by your feet. The further out they are, the harder it is. If it's too hard, how high the seat is, then you just do it on the top part. So a lot of these things have progressions, but you can get a good workout. Now, if those are really too easy, then you can do a decline, where I didn't think to show you guys that one, but I just thought of that when you're doing that. Instead of having your hands on the bench, you have your feet on the bench, your hands on the ground, and then you're doing more of your full weights, and that would be a way to make it harder.
Yeah, which would make it a lot harder because you're going to be inclined, you're going to be inverted in that regards from the example we showed here. But just, again, use common sense at that point and use what's best for you in that situation. Now the V-ups are this is a hard one. You don't realize it.
It's a little hard because your back can't go forward, so my butt should probably been up a little further, but doing that is more that deep. Anytime you lift your legs, anytime you do any stabilizing like that, you are actually, that works at those deep core muscles. And that's, as we said last week, that is what is important.
Yeah, and this is going to help strengthen your core and also your back, right? Because you see Patty there. She's grabbing on the bench here, but she also lets go at that point because you want to just try to strengthen an entire area and just having your legs off the ground. These things are a lot harder if you've never done them than you realize. This one, especially because I was when we were filming this,
he tried to do it afterwards and he couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it like she was doing it. I was like, whoa, that was so much harder than it looks like. So
it takes
kudos here.
A little bit of balance.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes the park bench is not flat either, so then you have to watch with your step to keep your balance. But anything that makes you balance and stabilize is A, working your core. B, this is a mobility exercise that's great for runners. You know, it's almost our motion. It's just going up. So anytime you change, it works on mobility. It works on the glute strength. And like I said, you have to stabilize. So it's working on that core. So try to pick those compound exercises that work multiple things. That's the key.
Right. So to clarify, I could do this, but not as gracefully as she was doing it. So I wasn't falling all over the place. But no, it's a lot harder. No, I need to work on this. And I can do squats all day, and I can even do the one leg on a machine. But without a machine, this is a lot harder right here. Yes. So that's why we want to emphasize that.
To safely do that. If you don't want to do the knee drive, you would just go put one foot up, next foot up, and then just step down.
Step back down, right?
Step up, step down. You without bringing your knee up. That would be a way to progress that and make that easier.
Yeah. Now this is another good one. Again, it looks so easy, but there's plank mountain climbers. Ideally, you want to do this in a push-up situation, but if you're not capable, you just want to mix it up. Try this with a bench, right?
Yeah. It's
This is working your core, obviously your upper body as well, but this gets your core more than you realize because your goal is to try to bring that knee as high up as possible. You guys have seen this one. Again, it's just a modified version of a normal plank.
That works those, internal and external obliques too, which is super important.
Right, which is what we need to work on there. So this is another good one here, the tricep dips. Triceps are always important. Anything in your upper body is going to be key. And again, these are harder than you think. You don't realize that.
Yeah, you progress this. If you want to make it easier, you have your knees up at a 90-degree angle, and bring them in. The closer your butt is to the actual bench, the harder it is.
Yeah.
And keeping them straight makes it harder. So you progress this what your level of strength is.
Right. So again, this is just a series of different ones. Let's see, let me get the right slide. Okay, we don't want to do that one again. Sorry.
There we go.
There we go.
And squats, you don't need the bench, but the bench is a good marker to get down to. So you just kind of touch it and come back up. Now, if you want to get really fancy, you could do single-legged ones. That bench was super low, so single-legged ones. My legs were not happening that day to be able to do that. But that would be a way to progress it to make it harder. So all of these things, if they're too easy this way, you can always make them harder by doing a single leg, changing the angle. Like on a press, you do a decline press. Anytime you hit any of these levers, that makes it harder.
Yeah. You guys all know that, so
we'll go to the next one. Yeah, hip thrusts are a glute exercise. It's great for us. We do that now. You can carry. I know I was trying to get that boat coming in.
Right.
That was pretty scenic there.
And he had his radio playing very loud, so we have the sound off on this.
Yeah. But that's one thing too. You probably need to do more of those because that we have a lot of strength in our hips, and especially at that angle. You can usually do really, really heavy weights on that. So just do more reps.
Right. That's just being not at a gym. You can do that without any weights. Ideally, if you can go to the gym, you do want to have some weights in there because it's really going to build your glutes up, which is it's the biggest muscle, but our body needs to keep it strong, right? Yeah. From sitting so much. We're all sitting too much, right? Even though we're running, we're still sitting too much. I'm guilty of that still.
And this is my favorite exercise.
It's become my favorite one.
That I hate.
Yeah.
But this is one, a body weight one that 100% you will feel. and you want to, keep the front leg, to make it work our glutes. We're not going upright and going straight down. You're angled forward. That'll have more glute activation, and then you go down as far as your knee can go, allow you to go down.
Yeah, and
it works on your balance. It works. You will feel this in your glutes.
And we showed this one last week when we were in the gym. We have a chair in front of us at times as well. Like Patty's strong enough now, but if you're haven't done this one yet, don't feel embarrassed, or you're going to have some support because you don't want to fall, because you could actually twist your ankle on something. You don't want that. So obviously use common sense, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
If you're around with a partner, someone else is helping you, that could be something that you can do.
And I just realized I left it. Oh, well. There was one where my lovely wife, we talk about the reason we're doing this is to...
and then you go run.
And I forgot to add that video because then she started running and I forgot to add that part of the video. So I apologize for that. Okay. Anyway. But yeah, so this is just our quick workout. Again, you can do that. Think about that. You can do that in less than 10 minutes. That is no excuse for that. It's so easy to make excuses. And if you combine that either before or after a run, even during, like Patty said.
Break it up however you want, but something that would get you a full body workout that works on the strength that we need to keep doing the thing that we love, is running.
Exactly. So we say never lose your love for running. We know that you guys aren't going to do that.
But you have to be strong enough to run.
Exactly. And as we know, we keep talking. So again, we've been focusing a lot on the strength training, and then we're going to start going back to the nutritional stuff that we do works for us. Yeah. Again, we're in our 50s. We're at our high school weight. We will never, ever, ever be anything above this because we know how this stuff works. And it's not that hard, but we have a passion for it. And so it's why we want to share this stuff with you guys.
All right. So happy Saturday, everyone. Have an absolutely awesome day because you absolutely deserve it. And we'll talk next week.
And keep posting pictures, guys. If you're going to motivate one person, we love that.
Keep posting in the group.
Glad that our pictures have motivated and inspired you guys because you guys are an inspiration for us, and we want to keep sharing what we can do. And if anybody wants some extra help, either when it comes to nutritional stuff or some kind of a customized workout or even customized for your macros or just give us a comment and we can post a time. We'll set up a quick time to chat. We'll give you some guidelines or some suggestions. And all you need is that momentum because we only need momentum to get going. And then we need that accountability, which is why we have this group.